In Kruger National Park, South Africa, there roamed a lion named Jabari, whose legendary reputation had long preceded him. As a young male, his muscular build and thick mane made it impossible for visitors to tear their gaze away whenever they beheld him. Jabari commanded his authority wherever he appeared, from the riverbanks and dense woodlands to the vast grasslands. Numerous tourists from around the globe flocked to witness his singular spirit. Renowned for his exceptional hunting prowess, Jabari was known as the sovereign of the plains. His sharp, golden brown eyes and powerful gait instilled fear in all who crossed his path. Deer, antelope, and even hyenas trembled at Jabari's mighty roar. His appearance at dawn invariably left a lasting impression on any observer. The rangers called him Kruger's uncrowned king. Jabari rarely failed in his hunts, making it challenging for any species to confront him directly. Over time, the weight of age gradually etched itself onto every sinew of Jabari's being. His mane began to thin and lose its luster. The muscles that once rippled were now slack, no longer firm or potent. Hunting became arduous as his speed diminished significantly. The once familiar lion pride also dispersed, seeking a new leader. Jabari was left behind to confront the harsh realities of old age. Minor injuries became more frequent and increasingly difficult to heal. Tourists gradually saw him wandering the plains less and less. Only whispers of the legend of a powerful king of the wild remained. Unseen by human eyes, Jabari still battled silently against hunger and solitude. The relentless flow of time spares no ruler, Jabari included. Many times he was forced to go hungry, no longer possessing the swiftness to capture his prey. When the opportunity arose, Jabari would often let small, agile prey escape. His pride wounded, his eyes filled with a deep sadness. Gaunt and with his coat disheveled, Jabari trudged under the scorching sun. But the greatest fear now was the constant harassment from other predators. The hyenas, who had always been fearful, now sensed that this lion was no longer formidable. They shadowed him closely, waiting for Jabari to weaken further before striking. Many times, Jabari concealed himself within the bushes all day, evading their relentless pursuit. Solitude and old age plunged him deeper into misery and peril. In Kruger, there was a ranger named Zola Nkosi who held a special fondness for Jabari. He had followed his journey since he was a spirited young lion. In his thick notebook, Zola meticulously recorded both Jabari's spectacular hunts and his everyday moments. As Jabari entered a period of decline, Zola remained vigilant, observing silently and ready to intervene. To him, this lion was the soul of the savannah, deserving of respect throughout his life. Zola's patrol car often zigzagged across the vast plains in the hope of finding Jabari. Many times, he found him exhausted, standing precariously against the harshness of nature. Zola often hesitated, as too much intervention could disrupt the delicate balance of nature. However, his compassion remained unwavering. Zola also informed and coordinated with other conservation staff members to ensure timely assistance could be provided. One sunny afternoon, Jabari was struggling to walk across the parched grasslands, weary after days without food. Each step he took was heavy, and his breathing was labored. Suddenly, a pack of ferocious hyenas appeared, lurking from a distance. They sensed that this old lion was no longer capable of defending himself as before. First, they snarled and darted around, further disorienting Jabari. Then the hyenas attacked fiercely, forcing him into a dead end. Jabari tried to flee, but his legs quickly gave way as he faltered. The hyenas seized the opportunity and pounced. Several deep bite marks appeared, and blood began to stain his once golden coat. That Jabari's weak roar was not enough to repel the bloodthirsty predators. Fortunately, Zola and the patrol were nearby and discovered the situation in time. They saw Jabari surrounded and immediately approached. Without hesitation, Zola leaped from the car, grabbed a sturdy stick, and charged towards the pack of hyenas. He shouted loudly and waved his stick menacingly to draw their attention. Startled by the sudden appearance of humans, the hyenas ceased their attack. Zola risked his own life to drive them away, his concern for Jabari outweighing any danger. Unable to contend with the humans, the hyenas retreated swiftly. Jabari lay on the ground, breathless and in pain all over his body. The conservation officers rushed to check for serious injuries. They agreed to transport Jabari to the rescue center immediately. At the rescue center, the medical team made every effort to save the legend of Kruger. They disinfected his wounds, bandaged them carefully, and administered fluids to help him regain his strength. Initially, Jabari was fearful, but he gradually realized that the humans there meant him no harm. The medical team used painkillers and antibiotics to prevent infection. Exhaustion slowed the recovery process. Experts assessed that Jabari was too weak and could no longer survive in the wild. As a lifelong icon, Jabari was admitted for intensive care. Each day, the center staff provided fresh meat and monitored his health progress. Zola visited often, expressing his concern and reminiscing about old times. He would sit beside him, stroking his mane and talking to him, as if comforting his own conscience. As time passed, the wounds gradually healed, and Jabari's fur began to grow back a little. A comprehensive nutritional regimen helped him recover slowly, no longer as emaciated as before. No one expected that after just a month, Jabari's body would show signs of renewed energy. However, the mark of time could not be erased, and the power of the past could hardly be regained. Even short walks left Jabari tired, and he required ample rest. Still, he would roar, reminding everyone of the lion's blood that flowed through his veins. The roar was weak but filled with emotion, echoing a majestic time gone by. Many tourists heard news that the legendary lion had been saved and flocked to the center immediately. They listened to the story of his tragic decline and courageous rescue. Everyone was saddened by the sight of Jabari, no longer as magnificent as before. Sometimes Zola would sit beside him, recalling the days when Jabari roamed at dawn. He remembered the sight of the powerful lion chasing a herd of antelope, then roaring as if conquering the earth and sky. Now, all that remained was a memory, and the present was a weary king fighting to live out his final days. Nevertheless, Jabari's existence still held great significance for wildlife conservation. The reserve decided to showcase Jabari as a testament to the harshness of nature and human responsibility. Many people visited and took photographs to promote awareness about the protection of rare animals. Jabari appeared in public with a calm demeanor, though he no longer possessed his radiant majesty. His golden brown eyes were slightly melancholic, but still held a powerful something that evoked sympathy. Everyone knew that old age and the cruelty of nature were inevitable, but kindness could soften sad endings. Thus, Jabari, the former legend of Kruger National Park, still lived out his final days in the devoted embrace of humanity, as an immortal symbol of pride and impermanence. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.